Usually we start the stream with a nice info banner, but I figured this time let's just go right in to this episode of Rams Over Baghdad. I hope you're all excited. It's the 15th of August 2021. And we are here together to talk about video games. Joining us today, Mary.
Hi. I thought we were going to talk about cars.
Oh, we're going to talk about some cars. Let me tell you what.
Okay.
DJ's here.
Is that a parasol in your room? Is that meant to go inside your gazebo?
How dare you bring the gazebo talk into this podcast? No, that's a green screen just hanging loosely behind me because I didn't. Yeah. I got it set up again, but then I didn't pull it over because I'm lazy. And then we have Sean. Hi, Sean.
Yo, I have a mini Tetris staying down playing right now.
Oh,
Don't
shit.
mind me.
Oh, officially licensed?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very neat. Other than the small screen, which makes it so I make mistakes all the time.
I want to buy that new crank thing, whatever it's called. Playdate?
Playdate, yeah.
Playdate. That's the thing I want. It's a nice little toy kind of thing for when I'm doing the podcast and you guys can't see anything. Just over here cranking it on the podcast. You won't be able to see it, but...
Aha!
Funny jokes. So, cars. I got a new car, guys. Bought a new car.
Yay.
Well done.
Yeah, Mazda CX-5.
Oh.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice car. That took us... That was like all last week was getting all that stuff done. A lot of paperwork. A lot of hanging out at a Volvo store, because I guess they do all their business in a Volvo store, even though it's a Mazda dealership. That's a very strange situation there. But yeah, a pretty good price on it. As good as you can expect. We had originally tried, and here's where story part comes in, for cars, to go to a Hyundai store. That was a mistake. First off, their air conditioning was off inside of their building, which was on a day when it was 100 degrees outside.
Oh my God! Why?
It was a melting heat inside. He was trying to close the deal, and we were just both like, "Oh, we're not gonna buy a car in here. It's gonna take like a couple hours to fill out this paperwork. I'm gonna melt by that point." So that wasn't very fun. And they had no cars. They had we had went in and we were like, "Hey, we're looking for like a something used, probably like." Our limit is like $20,000 or something like that. And they were like, "Hey, how about you buy these $35,000 cars?" It's like, what? They had nothing. They were sold out of everything. So they were trying to pitch us on that. And then we had to keep asking the guy, "Hey, what's the price on this?" I have no idea. Let me go back in and ask. Right. It's like there's 5 cars in this parking lot. How do you not know the prices of these? So that was a really bad experience. But
when you just walk away and be like, "Okay, see ya."
Yep. Indeed. So then we went I don't know, an hour south to the Mazda dealership because they were all there. There's just nothing around the area outside of like some Chevys and stuff like that. So we had to go all the way south for that. But then I listened to God Shattering Sun on my way home on repeat, which was great. A great song. Little Devil May Cry too.
Song? Oh, okay.
No, God Shattering Star is from Fire Emblem?
Oh.
3 Houses? Topcans would know. Fire Emblem, 3 Houses?
Sorry, say that again?
God Shattering Star, Sun? Moon?
What?
It's a song. It's an operatic song.
Were you making your dad listen to that?
No, he drove
Okay,
back in the other thing. Yeah, I just forced him. It's like, here, let's listen to let's listen to some VTuber music while we ride back. It'll be great. No. I wouldn't do that to him, but yeah, that was kind of the big thing I did this week. And then we cleaned out the other car and found like 20 more wasp nests inside.
Wow.
They are on that car like glue, my friends. They love that car. So.
Is that the dead ones or live?
No, very live, very angry too.
Oh my God!
I don't know. But then we sold that car for $200. So.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, that was the car I was using for a long time. That was my car to go to work.
Did the 200 come with the wasps? Did you?
Oh yeah.
Disclose?
Yeah, did they pay extra for wasps?
Yeah,
You
really.
did not disclose the wasps.
We did not disclose. wasps.
Wow.
I did not disclose
They're
the
bonus wasps.
And we told him it was a piece of junk car, so it wasn't like, you know. He's only taking it to the junkyard or whatever. It's not like he's taking it to drive it. It's not like a hot banger of a car. He knew
I
it.
don't know. They might try to sell it.
Sure.
Well,
yeah,
then
why
somebody
not?
get some wasps. You know, I mean,
Remember those listings?
we were looking at cop art that one day or whatever. The police auctions. There's some real beautiful, beautiful rides in there. Just burned out wrecks of cars going for like $15, just taken away. Like,
Right, it's taking space, yeah.
what was that one? There was another one that was like a boat or something like that. It was like, oh god, what was it? It was like
Yeah, it was just, I don't know.
like
He's
a
a-
bu-
is that yeah.
no. I'm sorry. I know I cut people off. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I don't know how to describe it. So it's a piece of it was a piece of wood, pretty much.
Yeah,
But
it
they're
was like
trying to sell it as a boat.
it was a boat.
It was a boat.
There was.
It could be a boat.
It could be.
It floated at one point in time.
Right.
You could probably float that thing in the water for a minute and then it will sink. You know. Oh, it's fun.
Sorry. How do you like your new car? You got a new
That-
car.
New,
It's a new car.
newish.
car?
Yeah, 2018.
Oh.
But
Oh, you lied.
I did not
New
lie.
enough.
New enough. It was
New enough.
basically new. I think it only has like
Is
10k miles on it or something
yeah, I
like
was
that.
gonna
It's
say
just a
that's
lease,
that's the thing. How many miles did it have? Yeah,
like 10k.
Sounds
so
like
it's
somebody probably leased it or whatever.
leased it
and
and
then,
then-
Exactly.
Yeah.
basically
like-
brand.
So is car depreciation the same in America as like over here, where
It used
the
to.
minute you take it out the door, it's basically like down a couple K?
It used to be. Not lately.
I mean, yeah, it used to be, yeah.
Since COVID, it's probably only down to like $100 off. Like even ours was
Yeah.
like, what the heck did we pay? Like 20 something, and it was like, I don't know. A new one is only like 5,000 more, but it's like still, you know, like
Yeah.
it's how many more
Like
off?
hearing Jake's like car issues made me
Yeah.
real worried about like I kind of rely on the car to get to work every day, and like having an issue like that would like put me at the point where I basically need to buy a new car, and I don't really want to do that yet
No,
because I want to try and get an electric car next, and like the depreciation on that is non-existent. Like they can run up to like 20,000 and they'll still almost be same as like what they sold for.
yeah, I would love to get an electric car. That's what we wanted to get too, but there's just not enough pumps around or whatever you'd call charging stations.
Do you
pumps or whatever.
yeah, did you get a hybrid equivalent? Or
No.
no, just full gas. Full
Full
gas,
gas.
all the time.
We were looking
Great.
at a Tucson that was hybrid, but then which was a Hyundai car,
Hyundai, right? Hyundai, yep.
but then they had none. There's just none. It's all
Oh,
they had gotten 3 in since the beginning of this year, and they had sold them all. So
they
it's just-
probably had working AC, so that people just bought them instantly.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a hybrid, and it's
oh man.
nice. I don't know the fucking fees. This
Mhm.
I don't know why they
Fees?
add like
Dealer
Electric-
fees when you sign on.
no, just with the city when I get to renew my
Oh,
licenses. Like
really?
I get X like $100 fee just for driving a hybrid.
Yeah, my
Really?
grandpa
They
Oh,
charge
said
you
because-
for driving what?
Yeah,
Why?
A
'cause-
lot of taxes are derived from gasoline.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you're paying less
Oh.
gas tax. So that's yeah, they
So
try and get
stupid.
you. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's funny.
Yeah, funny's a word. Sure.
Funny, yeah.
It's the reverse here. If you have a good hybrid or like an electric car, you pay 0 tax.
I mean, that's how it is probably in California, but
It is
not
gonna
in my
push here for
Midwest
that.
state.
Like I think my wife's car is like almost nothing tax wise, and it's like way more expensive, way like newer than mine, and mine is like close to probably about £300 a year.
Real.
Yeah, car insurance. Also, like, so the car insurance works in like a mix of how much, how efficient it is with like emissions, like out of your exhaust pipe. So mine's old, so it's garbage at that. So my number is high, but then it also counts to like insurance costs have like insurance tax bans. So like while getting a Tesla will charge you zero for like tax, because Teslas are so fucking powerful, they're treated as like a sports car or
Mm.
like almost a hypercar. So like insurance is like fucking 3 grand on that thing a year. It's like it's insane.
Well, I'm glad there's a Tesla idiot tax. So
Hmm.
Woo, roast him.
if you're spending that much just for a
Yeah.
Tesla, you kind of deserve it, in my opinion. I
They're
don't know.
they're getting to be some pretty good electric cars now, though. We were looking at them, and there were some really nice ones coming out. Like the new
Yeah.
IQ or whatever from Hyundai is really nice, and then they have
The Ionic 5.
the Ionic, yeah.
And
I mean-
the Kia EV6 or something. Yeah, both of them are same driving. Yep.
So it all depends about how you would be able to charge it, and if you get
Yeah,
it.
that's the
Right.
thing.
So
So there are maps around. You can probably totally just sort of go to a map and like put in your postcode and see what's there. That's how people just generally do it, so they can see. And then that's also how the cars work because their GPS automatically has that map, and it's like, hey,
Mm.
you're fucking 30 miles away from the next charging point, or
Right.
say or you want to put in a road trip that's like 300 miles, it'll go like you need to charge here and here for optimum like driving, something like that. They're pretty fancy and good now, but yeah, it depends where you are. If you're in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, if you're like in West Virginia or like
Pennsylvania.
Alabama, I have the feeling you're gonna drive very far. Pennsylvania, I feel like there'll be hotels because I feel like
Yeah.
hotels have
Close
them.
to the east side where DC is. But
Yeah.
now where Albie is.
No,
Yeah.
you get out in the
Like-
middle. Like Scranton has one, and
Yeah,
then
like
I think
Scranton, you'll be close. Yeah, Scranton, you'll be good enough. Yeah.
Montage will have one. But then like you go try to go like west towards like Erie or
Yeah, yeah,
Pittsburgh,
yeah.
and it's like empty, fast. Like you'll probably get stuck
Yeah.
out there if you tried to.
You'll
Yeah, it's
get
kinda-
Pittsburgh and that's it.
Like, I know in Texas, the only charging stations are basically in the major cities, which is kind of dumb because you're going to need them when you're out in the middle
Yes.
of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I have a charging station at a Whole Foods like 5 minutes from my house. Like I've seen it there. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. But I still need to buy a car too. Like I know what we want. We just haven't bothered. Like our bank, our credit union is actually down near the Gulf Coast still, and we just do
Wow,
like
that's
online
fun.
banking. So we would have to like go down there to
Go in
get
there,
like a
yeah.
loan or whatever.
Yeah.
So we just haven't bothered with it. But yeah, God, we still need to buy a new car real bad. Like we've went and looked at cars and we picked which car we want. We just need to go get
What's
the
the what
financing.
one?
What's
Kia
Yeah.
Sorento
Yeah, they're nice.
2021.
Sorrento.
It's the only 3-row like 7-seater that will actually fit in our garage.
Yeah.
Like so that's the one that we want. Yeah.
they're nice.
And
You're
they have a hybrid option on those too, but I think it's like so much more expensive to get the hybrid. I don't think we're gonna bother with it, and I think we're just gonna get the gas.
I think Kia and Hyundai come out of the same.
They're
thing.
like a sister
Yeah,
car
yeah.
brand or
They're
something.
Korean. Yeah.
Yeah,
They are
they have a
different.
lot of the same parts, basically.
Yeah, they're different companies, but yeah. And then I think they are linking up with their new electric vehicle like platform is what they're calling it.
Mm.
So that Hyundai Ionic 5 and the Kia Nero, no, just Kia 6 or something like that is basically the same the same drivetrain platform, like underside. It's just like how they model above it is different.
Yeah. Oh my God, I want a Kia Sorento so bad. They're basically like the Telluride, but not as huge. I don't know.
It's true.
I want it. I want my fucking car. It's never gonna
Yep.
happen.
I wish we had a credit union up here.
Oh, huh. Okay.
We don't have any. I don't have any in my area. We had one for years, but it closed.
You might have to look at used cars, but did you ever look at Prius V?
Prius V.
ESV.
Mm-mm.
I have a Prius
Is it?
C.
Whoa.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. My wife's got the Prius V, which is like the like what's the long version of your cars? The real long,
Hatchback?
like sports
Sedan?
moms.
Oh,
SUV.
SUV. Yeah.
Yeah,
SUV.
yeah, that like sports
Who
moms
cares?
kind of use. Yeah, it's like an extended Prius, so it has space for 3 row.
Hmm.
Is what I was trying to get at. And like it's real fucking spacious and big. Um,
Yeah, those are the crossover SUVs. That's what a
yeah,
Sorrento is too. It's like technically still a car or
station
whatever.
wagon. That's it. That's the
Oh,
term.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
A
ew.
wagon.
that's the weird American term. Station wagon.
Do they make those anymore? Like,
No.
some
Wagons?
Not
old.
really.
No.
Not the classic design, but yeah.
They barely make minivans still, so I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a hybrid, and they apparently stopped in 2017 in America. So you might get a like a used one for cheap. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
Now I gotta uninstall all my cars.com stuff from my phone. Gonna just keep getting recommended cars all the time. That's what I gotta do.
Does anybody want a 97 Acura? It's sitting in my garage.
Popcans wants it. Send it to him. He's very excited.
It doesn't have any wasps.
Okay.
Well,
now
no, that's
take
a
it.
deal. That's a
Point.
deal breaker. I mean, gonna need some wasps here. Sweeten the deal.
Wait, I have to go to Texas, so never mind.
Okay.
Oh
that's
yeah.
Thanks.
fair. Video games though.
Sure.
Speaking of cars, I played a car game that I think
Oh.
DJ you would really enjoy. It's called Art of Rally. It's a little car game. You drive around. It's top-down perspective, but it's like really like almost sim-like in how it handles and stuff. It's real neat. Kind of has this very like I don't know how would you call the art style? Maybe like cubism kind of thing almost. Sort of
Sure.
like
Low
blocky,
poly.
low poly. That'd probably be a
Low
good
poly.
word. It's very smooth. The cards
Oh
are
yeah,
neat.
I've seen this game.
It's very pretty at the same time. Has a pretty deep like career mode stuff in it, which is weird for this kind of like top down little racing game. It's out in Game Pass now. It's pretty cool. I've been enjoying it. It's really tough though. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not an easy car game. It's not like arcadey. Like I think the best I've ever done is third place in that game, and I've pushed it sometimes. So, but
Now
yeah.
don't get it confused with like Dirt Rally's simulation-y business. Yeah.
Yeah, this one looks
'Cause
a lot more
There's like
arcadey.
a lot of there's 2 levels. It's like Forza Horizon's equivalent of simulation, I imagine, right? For rally.
Yeah, but I mean, you have like a clutch button and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah,
there's,
sure,
there's a
yeah.
little bit more
Yeah.
like.
Forza Horizon, you can do manual stuff if you want. It's just no one ever turns the manual gear shifting on, because why would you?
Go ahead, pop cans.
Why don't they use capitalization in the title?
It's a good question.
Is it not all caps? I assume
No,
it was all caps.
it's all lowercase.
Another question that's worth asking is why when you have to enter your blood type when you start your game. Is that weird?
It was made in
That's
Japan.
fair.
That's true. One of the
Yeah.
Or them
answers though.
simulating that style of like it seems like they want it to be like a fake 90s PlayStation kind of game or something.
You can
almost.
answer sake as your blood type though.
What?
That's what I answered. Sake. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's definitely neat that they're making smaller games that are more
Yes.
targeted towards a niche.
Yep.
That looks cool.
Mm.
It looked it. I was thinking of a game called like the Absolute Drift, like Zen Edition. It was free on Epic Game Store. Who knows when? Like a couple weeks back, could be a couple months back, but it was free. That's very similar to this look, but it is more top down and it's like way more minimal. Like there's almost nothing on the screen there except your car and a few obstacles and shit.
Mhm.
This seems like a nice advancement on that, but with more things being simulated with the car.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, and it has a nice like history thing. So when you go into the career mode, you're kind of playing through almost like a simulation of I think it
Okay,
was
that's cool.
1989 to 1996 rally scene. So you have
Do
some
they have real car
history stuff.
names or real people names?
I think they have some real car. They have a Dyson, whatever a Dyson.
I feel like Dyson. God.
Daisun. Yes, it is. I posted a picture of it.
Datsun?
Datsun.
Datsun?
Yeah, a Datsun.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, listen. It's been well established on the anime podcast and
The
here.
fucking Hoover
I can't
people.
pronounce.
In the 89 car.
That would be the most expensive car ever.
Right.
If Dyson made a
It's
car.
the art of
The
rally.
Dyson. Just has a big ring on it and blows air. It's great. Everyone loves it.
Doesn't go anywhere.
It doesn't- yeah, so it's fun. I'd say check it out if you like those kind of games, if you like racing games. Very tight, fun, fast paced, good sounds, good presentation stuff. I like it a lot. I recommend it wholly and completely. It's fun.
Hey, Game Pass, so
Yeah, exactly.
No downside to checking it out.
I feel like they're going to trick people because the art of this game is just zebras, like
Yes.
like the title art, and it's like I guess they added Kenya and a free update, but still,
I've slammed into a zebra at full speed. It's not.
Great. Did it explode?
jeez.
No, that stops you.
That's a shame.
This is tough.
the PETA you on Twitter.
Yeah, I received a lot of complaints.
Can you direct tweet to Fun Selector, the people at the game, and say, simulate the zebras?
Simulate the zebras. Let's get the hashtag simulate the zebras going on Twitter. No? Okay. Name of
I'm
the
not to
podcast.
bestiality.
Okay.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What
I'm
else?
not to boyfriend dungeon.
Go ahead.
That would be a segue if anybody played that game, but I don't think anybody did.
I sort of want to
So
wait till Mary gets back so I could talk about library. So let me talk about one other game I played only briefly. What the heck is it? Hand of Fate 2. This is that card game / adventure game where you're playing against a dealer and he kind of lays cards down. You kind of progress through these cards.
Oh, that game. Yeah,
You
sure.
build sort of a deck of things you can encounter. It's sort of a mash between like a card game and a third-person action kind of thing, where you're like hacking and slashing and doing kind of Batman combat at the same time.
What game is this?
Hand of Fate 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Yes.
you're rolling around, you're doing stuff. It's a neater one this time. They kind of expanded on the formula from the first game, so they added more like. It's not just like, hey, you're progressing through this little map of cards. It's more like, you're running into different things. Like one mission was you were in a mountain area and you had to try to get a bunch of blessings. So you have to find them on the map or whatever in different ways. And then there's also like avalanches happening at the same time that do different stuff to you. And it's a lot of fun. I like the presentation a lot in that game. It's pretty neat.
It seems like a game that would be great to play with my wife.
Yeah, you
Where
should
she
check it
can
out.
choose the cards and shit, but I'll have to play the game.
I think it was free on Epic, so if you had gotten it there, you could probably check it out there. I think it was.
Probably.
Free on
I'm
Epic.
usually very good at like
too.
clicking the give me the game button without even checking what the game is.
I'm bad at it nowadays. I hardly ever do
Yep.
it.
Unless I see a game I
But-
want. Yeah.
They always do repeats nowadays, anyway. So
Sometimes, yeah.
how dare they?
How dare they? And I guess there's a lot of content in it. At least they were saying like something like 24 levels or something like that. And then they have DLC and stuff too. So it's pretty neat. Like a very refined version of that original idea. And then it's fun to drop into. And you can kind of like half complete missions. Like if you don't get enough blessings by the time you reach the boss, you don't get the full completion or whatever. And then, you don't get the pack of cards they have locked behind that wall. So it's cool in that respect. Also, they have companions you can get too now that will help you in fights or fight with you. I have a bard with me who can cast a magical shield on me, which I use a lot. He's cool.
Do you have any interaction with the companions? Do you get to know them more?
They have a whole story. Each one has, I think, a storyline associated with them, and you get a card. So, like, I think his is like, I don't know, something about debt. So you like start off. Your first card is like, hey, you got to meet up with this goblin dude. He's a friend of mine. And then you gotta eat some flowers from this dude to like kind of say you're a cool dude. So you gotta pick out which flower is the right flower, and then if you get the right one, then it unlocks another card, which kind of continues that story of that character and your companion. And I guess you can lose them too if you make the wrong choices in some of those. So it's sort of a neat little system there. I haven't lost one yet, but it's cool.
I definitely enjoy when they integrate the RPG elements with like story.
Yeah.
It's more than just a card roguelike, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then another one of them card games, just like
like
Dungeon
Transition.
Boyfriend.
Oh boy.
No.
Mary's favorite game, Dungeon Boyfriend.
Boyfriend Dungeon.
Boyfriend Dungeon.
Dungeons are the boyfriends. Sorry.
There you go. No, just like Library of Runia. Hello, everybody. You've gotten to the weird part of this podcast. What are we doing? I'm waiting for Mary for this particular game. Why?
Boy.
Just weird game. Figured I'd have Mary here for this. All right, so how do we start with explaining what this game is?
How far have you gotten into? How many librarians have you unlocked?
Library
3?
battle simulation? What?
3?
I don't understand.
3? Well,
So
one
basically, this
main
game
guy.
takes place in this like dystopian setting where you're pretty much a gangster where that gets teleported to this abnormally world. It's a library.
He kind of
And
stumbles into it. He's looking for a sandwich kind of thing. I think he's out there
Sure.
trying to get a sandwich. And he's like, hey, man.
He's a fixer on the back streets, and basically he gets told that you need to welcome in these guests, or else you'll die. Basically, though he can't actually die, he can get regenerated back from the death in this abnormally world. And so basically you're just taking on. So basically the gameplay loop is you see a little bit of the people who are going to get invited into the library. You see how fucked up they are. They get invited in, and then you then have to do a card battle with them.
And then you fucking turn them into books.
Oh.
And then you
okay.
turn them into books. And then you can burn the books to get more cards.
Can burn their souls.
Wait.
Pretty weird.
They shouldn't be burning books in a library.
Whoa. And your kind of goal, like kind of the overarching thing is you got to try to find the one perfect book.
But the book with the most information, because the librarian wants the book so she can escape and then extract her revenge and live a normal life. But spoilers, she's actually a machine. She wants to get revenge on the people who made her the way she is. It's a very weird game. It's a game made in South Korea. Something you go there, Helby?
It's a sequel. I wanted to mention again.
Is it really?
It's a sequel to a game called Lobotomy Factory, I believe is the name of the game.
Lobotomy Corporation.
Lobotomy Corporation, thank you. It's a sequel. Is it Librarian of Runia or Library of Runia?
Library of Ruinia. No, it's Ruina. Yeah, sorry. It's Ruin with an A on the end.
The game definitely. I played this other Chinese game that's SRPG, and it sort of has the problem with it where the gameplay and the story kind of feel somewhat mismatched. Because like you can do stages as any stage you want. But the story like each story is related to that stage, so it sort of doesn't connect story wise.
Hmm.
It feels weird that way, but overall, it's very intriguing. Like the lore, it's very good lore building because they obviously piece by piece tell you more about this fucked up world that seems dominated by like the back streets and how fixers have like grades from 1 through 9. So and just how like basically it sounds like you're in a city run by pretty much a yakuza. So learning more about how this obviously how everything's set up is pretty neat. And then they keep adding in more librarians who are also fucked up like the main librarian, and where you get them by doing these weird stages what I'm talking about, the abnormalities. Like, so you have to do a stage to upgrade them. You have to do a stage where it's basically you're fighting like their trauma. So
very strange. Like
the stages are super fucked up. Like one of them is just like you're fighting just like in like a preschool area, and you're just fighting like basically kids with masks, and
right, yeah, that's fucking weird.
It's a super fucked up game, and it's weird.
It's so bizarre.
Right?
I mean, the opening game is so strange because you just like it just opens. Like there's no there is one thing that opens this game, and I will link it, which is this thing has a bumpin' soundtrack. You should definitely listen to that. String Theocracy.
Yes, it has an opening like most Asian games. It's pretty good. Where we going to say, DJ?
Mm-hmm. You said preschool, didn't you?
Okay. No.
It's like 5-year-olds or something.
No, the monster's not preschool, but it's like there's preschool kids in the background with masks on, and depending on what mask one is wearing right now, it changes what the monster would do.
Yep.
This is, and then the whole time there's like red letters on the screen that said like I'm scared, or like I'm fucked up. It's just
so weird.
It's a weird game.
I love it. I love it because it's such a cult hit kind of game. And I think the first game was a lot like that too, because I don't think a lot of people heard about that. And for it to show up on Game Pass, I think really is pretty cool. I mean, it's one of those games that are just not very popular.
I think people come in that you have to fight are all different. Like, there's cannibals at one point, and just
even it's the interesting. First
yeah, it's like, and it's funny how like the beginning people, they're all like kind of like ruffians and just like psychopaths. But then later on, you get more like higher up people who are more can be more civilized or just and just like, and then that's when they start telling more intriguing stories about how you come into the library to get, obviously the whole point of going to the library is to get rich. But then you die if you don't get it. You don't get the books or whatever. And then they start showing. And then, like, at the last one I did is where this group of fixers who come in there and, like, they're kind of hesitant to do it. Mm-hmm. And the first time they come in, two of them escape, but one person dies. And then you have an emotional scene with the one person now wanting revenge. And it's kind of heartwarming, but then they're kind of fucked up people. And because organized gang, so it's a very weird game.
It's almost hard to describe because you talk all about the plot, but then also at the same time, the gameplay is some of the most in-depth, like deep card game mechanics I've ever played. Even as a board game person, like I would like to read just a brief passage on emotion level. Emotion level is a stat that determines the character's heightened emotions during combat. In a reception, it starts at level 0 and will be able to increase the level of the key pages up to level 2. To increase the emotion level of a character, they must gain a number of emotion coins to fill their emotion gate. They are attained by winning/losing clashes or rolling maximum mineral results on dice. They will obtain positive and negative coin respectively. That is the first paragraph of 5 paragraphs. on just the emotion level. Like, it's a super detailed card game that is also tied into this super crazily detailed fantasy world kind of thing. It's just, I like it a lot.
It's also this game as a
crazy.
card game, and I understand like 50% of it.
Me too.
It's like it's super weird where it's like it's usually the battles are like 2v3 or whatever, and like it's very in D&D where you initiate like a speed roll.
Yeah.
And that's very confusing though, because then once you do that, it'll show you who's going to target what enemy is going to target one of your guys.
Mhm.
But then it's not always very clear, like when you target each person, how because you can like intercept them before they can target one of your persons, but it's not always clear like if you're going to be able to do it. And it's like sometimes like you can play a card with 2 attacks and 1 defense, and then your person will attack somebody, but they can still use that defense if they get attacked. And it's like and they never explain any of this. It's super complex, and I'm mostly getting by just by winging it.
Me too,
But
yeah.
it's weird because I'm not sure if I'm learning anything. And I'm getting new cards, and that's nice, and I'm getting like upgrades, which is nice. But I also don't feel like I don't feel like I can really synergize well with my cards.
No, yeah.
And
Yeah, no, it sounds like there's a lot of random factors going into stuff, like a lot of dice rolls, so it sounds
Yes.
kind of hard to strategize at all.
exactly, and especially when I'm not even sure like when I'm playing my cards, what it's going to do exactly. Because the turn order is very confusing. And there's this whole system. You know about the system about the adding a unit type, Albie? Like,
I mean, I cursively,
So-
you know, like on the
You know-
periphery of my mind, it's like, right, okay, I gotta do that. Sure, yeah, uh-huh. And then just, I guess I'll put this card here. Does it work? No. All right, let's move on.
like there's a bunch of unit types where like you get from burning books, and that's like it's basically like an outline of the person that you killed with the book. But then they each one has different stats, and like the dice rolls, like what possible dice rolls, different stats, and like passive buffs to each one. But the weird thing is, each one has saves cards that you use to that. So if you want to switch out, you have to remove those cards first.
Mm.
The interference is not very good. Also, it's like it's definitely an indie game.
Yeah, and it's also there's some translation stuff too, which is I think rough at times. There's stuff like
somewhat. I would say I think the localization is very good.
Yes.
I love the Korean voice acting. It's grown
In
to
English?
no
the dub is in Korean.
dub. Yeah,
Okay. Oh, okay.
but the actual voice acting and stuff is really good.
And I grown to like love just like because I've obviously listened to a lot of Japanese via anime and video games, so I'm really liking playing more games that have Chinese or Korean voice acting, just because
It's different.
it's definitely for sure. In my Atomic game I'm playing, I have one of my dudes set to the Korean voice acting because the Japanese voice actor is terrible. However, they don't. But yeah, I like the localization. I think the overall, I haven't noticed any translation issues really too much. But
No, yeah, it's not like like a translation issue. It's more like just grammar kind of stuff where it's like I don't know, as you would expect from a translated game.
oh sure, I don't pay attention. My grammar's shitty, so I'll probably miss it.
But yeah, it's something you have to experience. It's just something I just recommend everybody just try
You said
that
it was
game.
on Game Pass, right?
It's on Game Pass.
Okay,
Yeah,
I guess I will.
Boot it up.
I definitely wouldn't recommend it to everybody. It's definitely not everybody's type of game.
Based
No.
on Game Pass.
It's a very weird game. It's definitely if you're intrigued. It's a weird on Game Pass because it's a very niche game.
Very niche,
but
cult almost. Yeah.
It's definitely an interesting game for sure, and I'm sorry for using that word, but
No.
yeah, it's weird. That like, I was wondering why would they want this to be on Game Pass? This game that's probably 100,000 people at most probably would like maybe.
I doubt even that. Don't you think?
No,
Maybe outside of the United States, but I've never
obviously.
even heard of this game or its predecessor at
No.
all. Something about a lobotomy fact corporation. It's such a
I've seen that game
weird.
before, but
Apparently, it has something to do with like SCP project or something.
Yeah, I think it is kind of like an SCP kind of thing. Yep,
Yeah.
which is
uh,
bananas.
Oh, inspired by. Okay.
Yeah,
what what is that again? Like, is that
lobotomy
like
corp.
no,
Uh-huh.
no.
Yeah, so just I wouldn't say everyone probably won't enjoy it, but I think it's one of those games that's worth booting up just to see it, just to play the first 15 minutes just to get the taste in your mouth and go like, what in the fuck is this? And that's all I need you all to do.
I mean, at least watch a pretty badass opening. It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that string track is it's a bump and beat, and the music overall is pretty good in it too. They do a good.
Yes.
Good job.
Yes.
Very violent too. But they don't show it, but they talk about it a lot. Like the opening thing is like people rooting through a person's body, going like, "Oh man, this stuff looks like popcorn on the inside. What's up with
There
that?"
was a lot of blood on people in that opening that got linked.
A lot
Though.
of blood. A lot of blood. People get turned into books. I don't know. It's weird.
You wouldn't think that would involve a lot of gore, but apparently it does.
Books and gore go hand in hand, Mary. That's what I've always heard. Right? That's why they're trying to ban books, right? No? Weird. Yeah, and that's all I've played. Sort of that kind of games. I'm gonna have nightmares. Anyway, Sean, sir, you played anything else besides
What?
your library? Arunia?
What?
How's Genshin going? I installed Genshin Impact also.
I'm just grinding, so
I got the firework lady that I wanted. So.
yeah.
Yay.
I'm
Whoa.
very big into it. I just got done upgrading Asaka to the max level, so I want to start focusing on her now. And see if I like her or not. I'm not a huge fan of archers in general, but I do have a Minos bow, so it was a 5-star bow, and which is pretty good on her. So I definitely want to level her up and see if I like her.
So
But-
you mentioned getting someone to a max level in that game. What's there to do after? How long's the story? Is the story never ending?
Yes, they keep up. Yes, they 2.0, which Louise like last month, added a huge news story. Added the huge land, which continue the Archon quest, which is the main story. For sure they'll keep upgrading the main story, but I am done with the main story right now. I completed all there is. Then there's side quests. There's word quests, which are very little, which are adds to the world by like unlocking new areas, and just helping out random NPCs. And then there are story quests, which are quests specific to the characters you can gacha, and those are quests that add to their characteristics.
Sure.
And they have events going on all the time too, where it's like defeat all of these bosses in this tower or whatever. Like that's a lot of the end game content is difficult bosses that you run co-op with other people, basically.
Yeah, man, the current event, which is a tower defense, and it sucks a lot.
I haven't tried it, so
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, there's events, and then yeah, like yes, it's a free to play game, which means it's very grindy. So now that I've pretty much completed all the story content, right now the main thing I can do right now is grind to get my characters to
Right.
more max level.
yeah, there's
More
like
max level.
upgrading weapons, upgrading your attacks, getting
Okay.
materials to upgrade all of those
You've
things.
played this kind of game before,
You-
DJ. You know what's going
Your
on.
talents.
Have I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have.
Yeah, I meant the talents when I said attacks. Whoops.
You've played
also-
Bang Dream. Come on.
There's not a ton of upgrading in Bang Dream.
No.
There's only skills. and you're
This
loving.
game,
And grinding for 10 rolls
Yeah,
yeah,
for more
exactly.
ladies. That's
That's
it.
also a lot of the content in Genshin
Yeah.
Impact too, is you do your daily quests so you can get your
yep,
primo gems and blah blah blah. Yep.
yep. But the thing that's different about this game compared to other free to play games is there's a big, huge world that you can explore.
That's
And
true.
my favorite part of the game
Right,
is
yeah.
exploring the lands. And
At this point, is it not? Are you not done exploring?
Well, they just added that big new Japan
Sure.
area,
Okay.
so
however, I'm almost done exploring
Okay.
it. Yes.
yeah.
So right now I'm very close to probably taking a break until next month is when they're adding the next story part. But
Oh,
I might,
okay.
which isn't too far, 2.1 update. But I might be taking a break soon enough because I've done just about everything I can that I want to do.
Right.
There's still a ton that I can do. There were the dating quests that I haven't actually touched because they added it in when I was on break, where it's like you can
Mm.
go where it's a VN style quest where you select dialogue options, and you
Yeah.
don't do anything else really. And I haven't done.
Well, some of them involve like go
Yes, okay,
kill
yes,
monsters or whatever, and then go talk to them and pick the right answer to make their heart points go up or whatever.
exactly. I guess that what I'm saying is meant to say is there's different endings, so your dialogue choices
Hmm.
affect the endings you get. And I haven't done any of those, and there's like 7 of those. So, I but the character stuff isn't my favorite in Genshin. That's mainly just exploring and upgrading. But I do want to talk to my waifu some, so I will do that. My Null, my maid,
Oh
shield
boy.
Oh,
lady.
that's the only one that I've done the events
Yeah,
for too.
I watched a VTuber play Bennett's story, and that seems very cute too. His his Japanese voice acting is like the only one that I like. I think everybody else I like English better.
Hmm.
But I the
You
thing I
mean
hated,
Barbara?
Barbara?
I I just
yes,
remember people being pissed when they changed her like English voice lines.
yeah. I mean, I that was unnecessary, but
It was.
uh, yes. The worst thing about Genshin is still just when streamers play it, chat is just the fucking worst. It's like
Bet.
Really?
it's like Dark Souls where the back seating is so intense.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
it's not great.
Roll, I say. They don't. Yeah. I could see that definitely. So you saying I should keep playing Genshin? Is that worth
You
it? Or
started?
I mean, what adventure rank are you at? Like 6?
something like I just
Oh, wow.
helped a lady finish finding ingredients for a cooking recipe.
So you're like
Oh
an
my
hour in.
god.
Like, yeah, get back to me when you play 100 more hours and you're at my
Oh
level.
no! I mean, I should just go back to Final Fantasy 14. I don't know.
Or Warframe or any other game you spent more
Well,
time in.
oh god. Yes, I should really.
I can't play Warframe on my iPad yet,
It's
so
true. That's what I'm
not
playing.
yet.
If ever.
No, they announced they're making a mobile port of Warframe, so
Well, sorry, Warframe, not Warcraft. No, you're good.
Oh,
Never
okay.
mind, you're good.
No, okay.
That's my bad.
Yeah. God damn, it's hot in this room. I'm sorry if I'm a little. I'm sweating over here.
I will say, and since you forced me to talk Genshin instead of the game I was going to talk about,
Okay, what game were you talking about?
I would say I played some Dodgeball Academia. Has anybody else played that?
That's
I
the
saw
The
that game on
Pass
Game Pass.
game, right? Yeah.
Yes, the Game Pass game, one of those. It's a game where it makes me like, why can't Nintendo just do this for like the Mario Golf, where it's basically just a story about you at dodgeball school, and you just go around playing dodgeball with the kids, and you with your mini with small RPG elements and the very light story, and just go around playing dodgeball with and you're a kid. It's like this is fun and light. Why can't Nintendo do this? Like, or they do shitty story modes and just like this is fun. And it's basically just a fun romp. Nothing too serious. It's just but the dodgeball gameplay is actually kind of fun. Well, it's not too in depth, but it's pretty fun. And it's just, you know,
Huh. I will have
good
to
Game
check that
Pass
out.
game.
Yeah, it's a good Game Pass game, right?
It's and it makes me just sad.
Oh, don't be sad.
It's like, come on, Nintendo.
You know, I thought that same thing when they put out that soccer game based on that manga. What's it called?
Captain Tabasa.
Yeah, I was like, Nintendo could do something like this with Mario Golf.
Well, I
Like-
feel like they used to do smaller games that were fun, like Pushmo and Box Boy and
Mhm.
stuff like
Yep.
that. I wonder if just the whole work from home thing has really messed up
Really
Killed
affected
the
Nintendo.
indies,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just like only working on the big projects right now.
Well, thankfully, the new WarioWare comes out next month. So
That's true.
Let's go. No. Okay.
and also there's that Advance Wars remake in December.
Eh,
Yeah, I'm
I'd
good.
rather play a new game.
If anyone would be excited about that Advance Wars thing,
I-
it's
I'd rather not play Advance Wars.
oh.
Period.
Yeah, not the first one. I don't know.
How about that Super Robot Wars though? Huh? How are we feeling about
Sure.
that?
We're talking about Nintendo, but sure, we'll talk about SRPGs.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
don't know. I kind of felt like that was a Nintendo game. I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's a
No.
Bandai game.
Panda.
Yeah, I'll play it. It's going. There's official North American release, so I'll play it.
Heck yes.
I bet it'll be very good.
Is that just
I-
going to be like the Asia English version, and they're just putting it out over here? That's
Hope
what I
not.
assume is.
I don't-
I
happening.
mean, I'll be fine with that, but I don't think so. I think they're putting in work. I mean, I would assume so. If they got bothered to get their licenses.
Yeah, I think there's something about the licenses.
I
They're
don't
putting in
know.
a lot of work to get them to actually come over here. For
I
that
think
kind
that's
Ah.
the only work they did, though. Is just like got the licenses
probably.
and
You know,
using the same English script they put out in the Asia versions.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah,
That would
mean-
be
But-
fine.
but they got the Maxim SSS Gridman, which is something I've watched. A mecha anime that I
Yeah.
watched, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like
Think
the
that-
mecha anime I watched.
I think
Or
they got
two.
Eva too. Didn't they get the Eva guys for that?
Evangelion.
Not for this one, at least.
Really?
It's been in there before. Cowboy Bebop has been in there
Yeah,
before.
I know
They
that.
s- Which doesn't really count as a mech show. They're like spaceships, but
I think I've told this story before, but that was one of those games that this kid on my bus to a field trip was playing, and for years I could never figure out what that game was. Kept being like, why is there a Gundam wing, and why is he shooting a laser at the Gundam at the Eva unit? What the hell's going on? What is this game? Never figured it out. Took me years until I eventually.
Wow.
I probably was in Mixler. Probably had asked at some point, like, hey, do anybody know what this game is? So he finally told me what it was. Like, damn near 10 years later.
why didn't you talk to this kid? He sounds cool playing import games.
I know he was
That's
cool.
cool.
I should have. I should
It's
have.
probably the bullied kid.
Wasn't there one that came out over here?
Might have been
like-
a hipster.
No, he was playing on a hacked PSP, so you're fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was. There was a large community of people that hacked PSPs at my school. I don't know why, but it was like a big thing. So he was playing it there.
Because it was easy.
'Cause it was
Yeah, if you had a
easy.
PSP and you hadn't hacked it, you were doing something wrong.
Even I hacked mine. I mean, you
Yeah.
know me. I mean, good lord.
And you can swear your porn on it.
What?
I mean, am I wrong? Before you had a smartphone, so where else are you gonna put your
Else
porn?
other than lasers at him.
Exactly.
Oh, we gotta move on. Let's see here. What else could we talk about? DJ, any games?
I have been playing. We started Yakuza Kiwami 2.
Ooh.
Oh,
Long time coming. We've been trying to focus on getting through games, and I just stopped playing that Star Wars, the Jedi one, Last Jedi, I think it's
Last
called. No, it's
Jedi?
definitely
No,
not.
it's not
Is it
Last
Last
Jedi.
Jedi? Okay,
no.
I've no
The
clue.
Final Jedi.
The
Yeah.
final Jedi.
The
Jedi
one that's not a
Revenge.
film. The one that's a good EA one.
Outcast?
Not out. I feel like it's not
No,
Outcast.
it's not Outcast. That's an older one. I can't remember
Oh
it as the
yeah, no,
Star Wars
that's
guy.
really old.
Yeah,
It's called Star Wars Dark Souls. I
yeah,
think.
it's that
Yeah,
one.
it's
So
that.
I feel like I'm on the last
Fallen
level of the
Order. Fallen
Fallen
Order.
Order,
Okay.
Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah. Yeah, I just stopped playing that game, even though I feel like I'm literally on the last level, and it probably will take me 1 more hour or so to finish that game. I'll get to it eventually, but I wanted to really press on with Yakuza because again, we're only at sort of like Kiwami 2.
Mhm.
And I don't know if we're gonna do the thing of running through 3 to 5 because they're on like Game Pass and like they're there. I think I even bought the PS4 like disc remastered collection that they released
Mm.
not long ago. But it's a case of like you're jumping from the Kiwami games back to those games, and like
Mm-hmm.
there's probably going to be a market difference. They've been like quote unquote remastered and cleaned up, but it's still going to play a bit weird.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm going to do that or if we're just going to go into 6 or maybe even go into 5 because I know 4 definitely had the like almost 2 hours of like here's what happened in the previous games cutscenes. So I know 4 does that. I don't know if 5 does that or 6. So we might just do that. We might just spend like 2-ish 3-ish hours watching all the cutscenes and play 6. But yeah, Kiwami 2 is good. The reason I say we might skip it is because Kiwami 2 is based off the Yakuza 6 engine when Yakuza 6 released. And that means like it plays real nice. Like when you're getting into fights, it's like seamless. So like it's seamless. I say like you do the standard Yakuza thing. You run into them, and then like not a cutscene plays, but like the banner will appear, and it will be like thugs or like lower Yakuza henchmen and stuff like that will appear. But it doesn't like
Right.
do a load screen or anything. It's like straight into where you are. You're literally fighting right there. But it does take like a good 5 seconds to do it. So yeah, there's a caveat of like a weird load, like a Tony Hawk's American Wasteland type load snuck
Oh
in
wow.
there. Um, and then like you can walk directly into the stores. There's no like going into load screens through there, which is
Huh.
like the big thing.
Oh,
It makes it so much nicer to play than like
bet.
the 0 and 1, not the first 2. Because you can just walk straight through these things and they look real nice and stuff, to the point where like some of them, some of the places, like while you're fighting, they'll totally follow you into those locations as well.
Huh.
And like you'll just be fighting in this like the burger place. I forget what the burger place is called.
Oh no,
And
not
stuff like that,
McDonald's.
and just being a real menace to Sotenbori. And yeah, so far it's good. We've done a couple of side quests which have been real neutral, and then like 1 or 2 which have been real fun and the classic Yakuza style.
Mhm.
I've only done about like 2 hours of it. It is different to 0 because 0 had like the 3 different fight styles that you were leveling up, and then 1 had like the one fight style, but you are still using like a map, like the progress tree, the skill
Sphere
tree.
grid kind of thing.
Yeah, almost like a sphere grid. Yeah, like Jedi Dark Souls has as well. And
Mm-hmm.
then like this one, it's just like you get stats. Like you have a hunger gauge. When you eat, you'll get experience points. When you fight and kill people, you get experience points. Um and like you use the experience points to boost like stats. Just like a whole fucking list of stats that you can upgrade. I prefer trees. They're just more visually appealing to me, but yeah. And then yeah, it's a case of like 0 was interesting because you had I forget the original locations term place for it. But then you also have Sotenbori when you were a Majima
Huh.
in his like
Mhm.
prequel story, like why he turned into the Mag Dog. And so the first game is based in the Tokyo place. Again, I forget.
Kabuki Show.
Yeah, where?
Kabuki Show? That might be the real name. I don't remember the
Oh,
fake
yeah,
Yakuza
that's what
made
it's
up
called.
name.
yeah.
And the other place
Maybe
is
that is
Osaka.
it.
Right.
Kamurocho. Kamurocho.
Kamurocho, yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like you were saying kabuki show. So I was like, what?
No, it's Cho.
Yeah, yeah. I think the actual term, the actual place is Kabukicho. But yeah, Kamurocho is like what it's called in Yakuza. Thanks, guys. So like Yakuza One, Kiwami One is Kamurocho, and then it looks like at least for a decent chunk, Yakuza Kiwami Two is Sotenbori.
Huh.
And from what I can tell, the whole main story is like you're the dragon of Kansai, or I think Dragon of Kansai, and then there's a new guy called Ryuji Goda, who's the patriarch or the son of the Omi Alliance,
Oh,
Omi
okay.
Alliance's leader. And he does a hostile takeover of the Omi Alliance while you're there in Sotenbori. And he is also nicknamed like the dragon of the Sotenbori region, Osaka's region. Um, and he wants to be the number one dragon in Japan. Like he doesn't, he wants to have like the dragon name. So he hates you just because you are also nicknamed a dragon.
There can only
That's
be
kind of,
one.
yep.
There can only be one.
Which is stupid because they haven't shown it yet in the game, but there's I've seen spoilers because what is the store? I think it's like Arcade. No, it's not Arcade. One Up. There's a store in the UK that does video game themed garments, and they have like starter jackets, varsity jackets, like real fancy as fuck, like jackets with Yakuza characters. So they did a Majima one, and the leader of the whole Yakuza series, and like they did quite a few others as well. And the backs of them all have their back tattoos, their Yakuza
Mhm.
back tattoos on the back, like all stitched and super nice. And like Ryuji Goda's is a fucking like tiger leopard thing. That's not a dragon.
Huh.
Yeah, those jackets are real nice, and they usually sell out pretty quickly. But yeah, I think a friend of the show, Mezzo, actually has one. He like just bought one because yeah, they're real nice. So yeah, Kiwami 2, haven't played much of it, but
Hmm.
we'll get through more of it.
Oh, those
And
jackets are
Yakuza
called
are good.
Sukajans. Those silk
Mm,
jackets with all the
right.
crazy tattoo looking stuff. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, they're real nice looking. Just a little expensive, but yeah. What else did I play?
Yeah, I can see you skipping 3 to 5 because aren't they
Mm,
also like the
Yeah.
weakest entries in the series? Like
I've no clue.
especially 3
Oh,
and 4.
I don't
don't.
remember anyone talking about those very often. You know, I don't remember those like 1, 2. I remember being pretty popular, but I don't know anything
Yeah.
about the rest of
And I don't know.
Don't
And
skip Yakuza 5 because there's a big section where you're playing as Haruka, like the adopted daughter, and she's
Right.
becoming an idol. So don't skip
them.
that one.
Okay, no,
Whoa.
okay, fair enough. That
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be easily shown in the cutscenes, so yeah, fair enough.
I should play
feel-
Judgment too at some
I
point.
also feel like Yakuza 5 was on the PS3 and it was probably late to the
Yes.
PS3 as well, so it's probably
Yeah.
close to, especially if it's cleaned up and remastered, it's probably good enough.
did they restore the cut content in those remaster?
Yeah, I think they did.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really nice.
I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah.
Great.
That was one of the reasons to actually get it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that totally is.
I've no clue if the Game Pass games have the are based on that. In that they actually have like the cleaned up stuff that they did with it. I would assume so, to be honest. But yeah,
Yeah, I
and
would
then yeah,
assume so too if they're like, because I don't think they originally released on Xbox at all. So,
no, yeah,
yeah.
and then it's a case of just trying to get through Yakuza so that my wife can play the seventh one, like a dragon, because
Yep.
it's turn based, and I think she just wants to keep going through this
Mhm.
step by step.
Oh, it's good. It's a good series for that. Yeah.
MLB The Show. Remember, I was talking about how I was rich with that Jacob DeGrom sell
Uh-huh.
off the card. Yep. Just wanted another update. I checked like 2 days ago, and like he's now worth like 70,000 stubs. Like the price dropped like almost
Oh,
240,000 stubs. So I chose the exact right time to sell that guy. I'm very, very happy.
Cool.
They added Field of Dreams content in that they put the Field of Dreams stadium in the game.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
Yeah,
so.
that's in the game. Yeah.
That's great.
And then they did like custom card drops based on the game and based on the game that was played and whatnot. But yeah, and I wanted to reference the Field of Dreams because
Oh,
I
it's so cool.
lost it when I saw the like intro thing with Kevin Costner
Oh, it's so
spouting
good.
some absolute garbage like, is this heaven? Are we in heaven? Is this the best place in the world? And then like these fucking random baseball players just start weeding out of the fucking court.
Yeah,
It
it
was
is.
like hilarious. It was so fucking
Americana.
stupid. I laughed
It's
so
dumb.
much.
Yeah, no,
It's
I would
so
laugh
good.
too.
It was amazing.
Oh my goodness. I want to
Sounds
go to that.
cheesy as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah. Otherwise, the game is mostly skippable. You can just see like the last inning. Quite literally, just watch inning 9 if you
Yeah.
ever if you want highlights of that game. Yeah, MLB The Show. I keep playing it. I completed a season with my guy Butterbutts Jr. He's still not in the MLB yet. He's still in Norfolk Tides. Yeah, I know. I'm pissed too because I saved their asses like in 3 of the 5 games in the playoffs. But whatever.
Shame. You still 2-way player in that? Or
Yeah,
you're-
yeah. Triple A.
No, 2-way. Not-
2-way, yeah. So I also realized something that they will address in the next game, especially with Shohei Ohtani fucking balling out this year.
Yeah, going crazy.
Is they have no method for that in the game. Like when you play
What?
the game, you are either a hitter or you're a pitcher. Like there's no like you can like as the ball player or like your player, you
Mm.
can change your quote unquote loadout, like your perk system, to
Right.
give you boosts so you can be the 2-way hitter.
Mm.
But like in the game, as Shohei Ohtani, he's either the pitcher
Mm.
or he's the batsman. And like the pitcher Shohei Ohtani is not as good as batting as like the batter Shohei Ohtani, and that's
Oh.
also addressed in like the tops cards, the cards you like drop in the Diamond Dynasty or the Ultimate Team stuff. Yeah, like you can have a Shohei Ohtani pitching, or you can have a Shohei Ohtani batter, but you can't have both in the field at the same time. Yeah, which leads to like some weird nuances where in like real life, Shohei Ohtani's totally like pitched the first couple of innings and then he's been subbed into the outfield so he can hit the rest of the game. That's just not addressed or not available to do in the game right now. So yeah, that's something that they will probably have to do, especially when in the MLB draft that they did during the All-Star game. The LA Angels, like every single one of their picks, they chose a pitcher that's a 2-way player currently because they're hoping to replicate what Shohei Ohtani's doing,
Mm.
where they can just get pitchers that can do like 5-ish innings and be just monsters with hitting the ball at the exact same time. Save some money that way, I guess.
Huh. Cool.
I'm playing MLB The Show right now via Xbox xCloud
How
on my browser.
is that? Does that
Oh.
work okay? Or
I
has
mean,
the delay and stuff.
It was bad when I
pretty,
played,
it's pretty good right now, actually.
but they did update
I
it.
don't
Me
know why.
and Pop
I
were
heard
talking
they
about this.
updated
They
stuff,
did
yeah.
update stuff. We were thinking about playing that Outriders now.
Oh, I get
xCloud.
7 free packs or whatever
Woo!
Ooh.
with the ultimate.
Oh,
Oh boy.
We're
Ooh,
going
goodness.
to a baseball game on the 3rd of September
Nice.
at
Gross.
September.
Yeah. Gotta get you a
Oh,
hat,
boy.
my boy. Gotta get you a hat.
Great. Great.
some cowbells.
Some cowbells. Why cowbells?
We do bring
that a thing?
cowbells.
Huh.
Uh-huh.
Why? It's you're like you've got locomotion as your like team stuff, right?
I don't know how to get a train whistle in this stadium. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Just get a big old train whistle and just blow.
Why don't you get like a slide whistle instead?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
If somebody
Context.
strikes out, you do the
yeah.
boom.
Yep. I'd just love to see the like
Just crush
the
it.
local recording of like everyone sitting down, not paying attention, just eating their fucking hot dogs and whatnot. Thowden just whistle at the ready, fucking waiting for the ball, just standing up, staring intently.
Locking eyes.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And then the only other game I played, which I haven't played for a while, is Rocket League because season 4's out. So yeah, I played way too much Rocket League in season 3 at the start of it, which meant I was like level 140 or 50 like a month or two ago, and I'd done everything I needed to do. So I had a nice long break, and it's nice getting back to it. By having a break and not like feeling like I've been grinding this game for months and now I
Right.
get to restart the grind immediately. And I will say the season 4 is all cowboy themed. And the like rocket pass stuff is really cool. Like one of the toppers, like the thing you get on top of the car, is like a dead horse, and it's just like a floating illuminated horseshoe, which is weird. One of them is like a bandito type thing where you've got a cowboy hat and then like the bandito cape just floating in the wind. That's cool. One of the antennas is like a glowing dream catcher,
Okay, now
kind of
that's cool. That's cool.
Indian, American Indian themed. That's real cool. Yeah. One of the um, when you go
Oh,
full
man.
speed in that game, like the wheel trails, you get wheel trails. One of them is like flaming chains, and they just constantly like hit the ground. And they're all flamey. That's cool. One
Hell,
of the rocket
Ghost
boosts
Rider?
is lava.
We're out
Yeah,
here in
really.
Ghost.
Kind of that, yeah. One of the rocket boosts is just lava. One of the goal celebrations near the end, which is very good, is an explosion happens and like a faceless cowboy with just a cowboy hat and the arms comes out and he just like goes pow 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 pow, and like the cartoon like little clouds say like pow pang pow. It's extremely good.
Sounds very goofy.
Yeah. They like season 3's Rocket Pass ultimately was pretty fucking garbage. And seasons 2 was music themed, and that was fine. But again, it was middling. But this season 4 is very, very good, I think. I will give you guys the duplicates that I do not care about whenever you guys log in again.
Okay.
Because when you reach level 70, you start getting color variants dropping from like level 71 until whenever you stop. So you can get a bunch of different color variants from like the wheels to the boosts to all that sort of stuff.
I'm surprised you mentioned the cape thing. I thought you were talking about like Zorro or something like that. They should make a Zorro one. You get a goal and you can put the
That's
Z.
alright. Right, sure.
I think they would have to pay licensing for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just make it do an L for league or something. I don't know.
Do you think 10-year-olds playing this game know what Zora means?
Right.
Like, I barely do.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I remember Zorro. Okay. Batman loves Zorro. Come on now. I know Zorro. Everyone knows Zorro. Please. Kids out there, email the podcast, romsbag@gmail.com. Let me know if you know who the hell Zorro is.
They probably think he's a One Piece pirate, if that.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Don't tell me that. Oh, he is Roronoa Zorro, right?
Yeah.
He does. It's probably a thing, right, with him? So. But he doesn't wear the black mask and the cape. And the black
And
horse.
then lots of Pokemoba, which I
Yeah,
Lots
me
of
too.
Pokemoba.
to talk about. Yeah, who's expert here? Who's expert here? I'm looking at one image. I'm looking at one location here.
Me.
I'm expert.
Oh, Pop, did you make expert?
I think so.
On the rank.
Oh, okay. The
I think
rank.
so.
Is
They
someone
give you that
Yo, right.
stupid looking
Check your
outfit.
rank. Yeah.
you get that free outfit when you hit expert
It's
rank.
very good.
That looks
I l-
really
I like it.
dumb.
I like it. It's great.
I like the turtleneck, the mock turtleneck from it.
Uh-huh.
I am using that, but I don't need the fucking
It kind of looks like
Kingdom
a
Hearts,
swimsuit.
like Final Fantasy
Hey,
pants
man.
with all the buckles and shit on it.
Yeah.
I'm wearing that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm making fun of it. No.
The red outer
Looking
thing
good.
is also not great. It's mostly the inner thing is all you want, and the shoes. The shoes are
Yeah,
good.
the
There.
shoes are fine. Yeah, just red
Just better shoes.
sneakers.
I wish you could put socks and sandals on in that game.
Right.
Yep.
If you put sandals on, they force
That
you.
is lame.
No, yeah, it sucks.
It sucks.
They would have to do modeling work, I guess, and they never bothered
I
to
also
figure that
wish
out.
you can move your character so you can zoom in appropriate places. Because one of my ideas was gonna zoom straight into her feet.
I don't know about that one, dog. That's
No,
exact.
yeah,
It's gonna be a no
That's
from
exact-
me.
Use
That's
that
exactly
little heart
me.
sticker.
yeah, exactly. No, I'll get the fucking lick a tongue guy there
Oh no.
when they eventually pop
All
them
right,
off.
well, that's gonna end this podcast. Thanks for hanging out. The foot fetish podcast. We're gonna talk about feet today. Good. Popkins is like, what the hell podcast am I
We're gonna
on
get
here? We gotta get
banned.
out of here.
Nah, it's fine.
I have been playing Pokemon Sword actually
Oh,
How come?
via
nefarious
you-
means.
Right.
the various means, which actually runs pretty well, which is pretty cool. I don't know. That's a Pokemon game. I love how the open world just kind of sucks. This
It does it run better, like in the emulator, or
Right.
not?
yeah, it runs pretty well. It just looks like shit.
Oh,
Just
okay. Well, that's better than on the Switch then, because it also
Damn.
looked like shit
Yes.
and
Yes,
it ran
it
like
did.
ass.
but yeah, it's a pretty stable 30 frames throughout.
Okay.
So,
No, yeah, that is not what happened in the
Oof.
real game.
but it's pretty. That's pretty cool. It's a cool game, I guess.
I keep wondering if I should like buy the DLC and play that stuff.
People
But
say
then
it's
I'm
good.
like,
People say it's
why
good.
wasn't that shit in the original game? Because there was
Right.
not much to it. So I don't know. That's why I haven't done it. So what did you pick as your starter?
Obviously the grass Pokemon. What's his name?
How
The grass
Oh,
monkey.
dare-
I don't remember
Yeah,
his
it's
name
the grass
either.
Yeah,
monkey.
it
It
was
sucks.
the monkey.
What's his name?
'Cause
Quick.
Sobble's the
No, not
best.
Grookey. It was Grookey?
Grookey, yeah. Grookey is the
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, Grookey. I
Sobble's
picked
the
Grookey too.
worst.
He's great.
Oh,
It's pretty
Sobble's
good.
the best.
Fucking worst.
I don't want a crybaby on my team.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
turns into a
Wow.
fucking super spy. He's the best. He's so cool, and you guys don't even know.
Does he
It's the
get
reason
drums
why
though?
Cinderace is in Pokemon.
He has
He's
an
the
awesome.
best.
No, Cinderace is lame. He's just a jock. But Sobble is the one that goes from like the crybaby nerd to like the edgy emo teen, and
Who's gonna
then
kill
becomes a
everyone who wronged
badass
him.
super spy.
No,
Yes,
he's
he is the
just
best. Like,
he's a terrorist. He's a homegrown
Wow.
terrorist. That's the answer.
but he's working for the right side, so there you go.
They allow it.
Oh, I was so surprised that there's no voice acting in the game.
Nope.
Yeah.
How?
I don't know,
They-
man.
Because
really flunked the
Pokemon
step.
is released in so many different countries that they would have to pay a lot
Out
of
the
money
nose
to
part.
dub it.
Yeah, still, it's
And it's not
Pokemon.
like they want to spend money on those Pokemon games, obviously.
That's true. That's
What's thinking about it? What's the last good Nintendo game that they've actually done good work in? Because the Pokemon Snap's it's been fine, and as we heard Albie say, the Mario Golf's like really bare fucking bones. Like, has
Like
there
the
been?
last good Game Freak developed
Oh, no,
Pokemon
just like
game, or
Nintendo.
Nintendo in
Party.
general.
Actually?
Animal Crossing.
People liked Animal Crossing a
I
whole
guess it
fine.
lot.
will be
last
Animal
Yeah.
Crossing, yeah.
But now
Which is-
support for that has died off.
Yeah, it's died off, too.
So.
Right.
Yep.
That was like
mean,
last year. And
That
when
was
the
right at the
next
beginning of the
Nintendo game?
pandemic, my friend.
Yeah, it's
I'll always
more than a
remember it.
year. Yeah.
Really, Mario Odyssey, the last critically acclaimed Nintendo game.
Yep.
I don't
No,
know.
people like that other Mario game that just came out, right? Mario the
Uh,
remake.
Builders.
The
Port.
3D Land, yeah, it's a port. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a port. But then it's
port.
also got that Bowser's Fury in it, and people like Bowser's
Sure.
Fury a lot. It's an open world
but
Mario
yeah,
game, which is pretty
it's
cool.
a port.
But
Yeah, I'm just saying Nintendo's slipping.
slipping.
I mean, it's hard
Not
to like.
into the future.
I guess.
I think a lot of their I think they're just having a really hard time
Really hard.
adapting with the work from home thing because they are very much an office based like game developer. So
You think the Steam Deck will mean that they just say fuck the next iteration of the Switch? We should just focus
Switch
on the
2.
next thing.
Yeah, probably. That was
What
my
would, my,
guess.
ne- what would be my next thing? Like a
well
Nintendo's
yeah.
next thing. I
I'm
don't
pretty
know, but
sure
yeah.
it'll be a Switch 2 that'll probably
Yeah.
be backwards. Well, I don't know.
it has to be
depends.
backwards.
It has to
Yeah.
be. It has
The
to
Wii
be.
U was such a failure. They can't fuck up again. I mean, they can, but I hope
Yeah.
they won it.
You would hope.
You think
but-
like Nintendo's done iterating? You think like the Switch is it, and then we're just gonna get like PlayStation and Xbox
They have
equivalent,
to
like just
add on
upgrades?
some other kind of gimmick. I don't know what that would be.
Sure.
But
3D.
Maybe. The Switch is pretty popular. I mean,
it
I
is.
wouldn't be
still some.
surprised if they just make an upgraded Switch. Like
Sure, but like that's probably not gonna sell me. In all honesty, I'd much rather get a Steam Deck. Like
It
right
doesn't
now,
need
I'd much rather get a
to.
Steam Deck.
It doesn't need to sell you though. It needs to sell the kids who buy the Pokemons, I guess. But
Maybe, but then what if I just sell my Switch to those kids?
And that's why they don't make it backwards compatible.
Yep, because of me.
Probably.
Or they add an extra
You're the
inch to the screen or something. Hey, put some fucking glass on the front of that thing next time.
That would be nice, yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
nice. I don't
Yeah,
know, man.
They have to come up with some kind of dumb gimmick that I haven't thought
Make the
of.
Joy-Cons better.
Oh, just improve the Nintendo Online stuff, in my opinion. Just make it,
Yeah.
you know, more of a fully featured thing, but then also add on kind of like almost like a Game
Fucking
Pass system,
Add themes.
or just you
I was
know
looking at the settings.
a way to
not
add a
long ago.
direct message
They
to
have-
somebody.
They
You know,
had themes in the 3DS. You could send messages on Miiverse. Like they've done
Yeah.
all of this
None
stuff.
of this is
I
on the
think they
Switch.
just
None of it.
I think they just realize they don't have to. So
Yeah.
and it just creates more issues and stuff that they have to deal
Right.
with. So why would they bother?
Nintendo has felt especially lazy during the Switch era. Like they saw the Joy-Con problem. It's so fucking like it's people should be very pissed about it. Or how they're
honestly,
Well, just
Not-
now they have the Switch Lite where you can't even like
Yes.
use the
Yep.
Joy-Con
Like-
features really unless you buy a separate set. So
how they not fixed it yet. They still, by all means, the next OOD version won't be fixed. Still, technically, it's like, well, come on, guys.
they don't
And, like,
care. Like,
even-
yeah.
The Pro Controller, the D-pad fucking sucks on it. So like, can't play Tetris because the D-pad makes it so I fuck up all the time. Like their controllers this gen are god awful, and it's just so surprising.
Yep.
Also, the bare bones Switch. I don't know,
Mhm.
man.
Yeah.
yeah, like I mean, I talked about when we talked about Mario Golf, like the Joy-Con drift on these things really messed that game up for me in a way. Like that was the first time I really noticed how bad it was because it was like, oh, okay, we're gonna hit this ball, and now
Actually
okay,
ruining
spinning
your
it,
game.
and
Yeah.
okay, it's going to go off in the weeds now. Okay, well, yep, that one just got me on that one. A little bit of drift on that. What can you do? I don't know. Nintendo's in a weird place. I mean, part of the problem probably is like Mary said, like they're kind of a office-based company in a lot of ways. You know, they hire on people who don't. They often hire outside
Yeah.
of the normal kind of video gamey people and hire people that have different backgrounds, so they might
Aren't
not all have
necessarily
setups.
like tech nerds. It's more
Yep.
art people or whatever. So
Those people.
I mean, they're very Japanese companies, so obviously,
Yeah.
which means they aren't very adaptable. So obviously, the pandemic probably fucked them up real hard
Real.
development wise. Though Nintendo is still doing very well. So like sales wise. So
True.
And
and they
they're
still have a lot of money. So I don't know.
and
Yeah,
indies
so they
sell
don't have
crazy on.
much of a reason to mess with stuff.
What are you? What?
Those indie games
What
sell like.
is this? What in the hell? What?
Sorry.
What was going on? What were we seeing?
Nothing.
I missed something.
Why? Stop
Oh, like,
making hideous shoe art in the chat.
What?
What a
I was
nightmare.
just looking at a sneaker website and saw that fucking monstrosity.
What are you doing, boy?
I want to buy them. Holy shit, do I want those things?
I'm just gonna save that image for the podcast. Just gonna.
Yeah, I figured.
What a classic.
also, like I don't know. Luigi's Mansion 3 came out and it was very
Oh, that came
it
out.
came out 2 years ago. It was very good. I don't know.
Oh,
This,
sure. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, it's not a new. Sorry, it is a new thing that Nintendo is kind of slipping on their games. Like, what's their next big things? Metroid
that's not
this year.
the 2D one.
Dread.
WarioWare,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Metroid,
yeah. WarioWare and Metroid. You have to
Mario
definitely do
Party.
good with WarioWare.
Mario Party?
Party.
Mario Party would do the best, yes. And also the Pokemon. That's not technically them, but yeah. Yeah, this year, yeah, it's pretty light, but obviously it's hard to blame them, I guess. But
Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm looking up this Kerwin Frost designer.
Kerwin Frost designer, yes.
All of why?
Link
I've no
some of
clue.
these in here. Let's see this. Yeah,
His name appeared like a day ago on my radar because he's apparently releasing an overstuffed Nike Adidas shoe, which is like the same like is shoes foot size, but like it's meant to look 4 sizes bigger than your normal foot size because it's just padded to shit. And I think he's a crazy fucking like he's one of those crazy art guys.
he's like one of those guys who designs the really expensive houses that are just filled with like marble and just look terrible. Like just
Right?
No,
Yeah.
the kind of guy.
it's more 90s rave
Okay.
BS. Like here he is in a giant fake fur Sasquatch type outfit kind of thing.
Oh.
And clown
Okay.
shoes, literal clown shoes.
I mean, who doesn't love a good clown shoe, though, you know? My God. Okay, well, Mary.
and I will say, this doesn't happen very often, but Sonya turns me on a lot. That's all.
What?
Who?
Sonya from Pokemon Sword,
What?
Wow.
the girl with the side pony.
Are they
Anyways,
all meant to be like 9-year-olds?
she's
Oh.
like 19, 20.
She's
She's
not
her.
even the cool girl from Pokemon.
But-
Wow.
Anyways,
Who's the one that is really the best? The best
I don't think I met
girl?
her yet. I know what you're talking
her.
about.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
When I was looking up Dojin for her, I think I saw her.
Whoa! This is a PG stream, my friend. Whoa!
I mean, at least it's one of the adult characters.
That's
so-
true.
Exactly.
Thank
I'm not like
God.
saying my character. I'll get turned. Anyways, move on. Continue your segue, Albie.
Mary, help me get out of this.
Marnie is the best character. Marnie's the
Yes.
best girl.
Sure.
On.
I'm hoping a bunch of her shit appears in Pokemoba.
I don't think
Yes.
that's necessary to show her.
Yes, I want
Shit.
her style. I want her outfits. All of it. Yes.
Or like that crew at least. I want those
Yes.
like what were they?
The
They weren't
punk
goths.
stuff.
Yeah, they were
They were
just like
punk.
punk peoples.
Marnie is like a little more scene kid, goth.
Yes. Give me
Yeah.
Pierce's hair. Her brother, right?
Mm-hmm. Man, Marnie was the best.
Marty is the best, you know.
Thank you.
Somebody's making okay. Don't Google Marnie. It just goes wrong so quickly.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Mary, tell me about Picross Genesis and Master System.
This is a Picross S game put out by Jupiter. It's for the Switch, which is why it has S in the title, and it's basically exactly like those other Picross S games, except it's all Sega themed. I wouldn't even say it's necessarily Genesis and Master System because there's a lot of
Oh.
Sega CD stuff in there as well. I haven't seen any Dreamcast things, but it's just a great one of those Picross games, especially if you're a Sega nerd. Like the music is all Sega themed. Like they have the Alex Kidd theme in there. You can be solving puzzles to that or solving puzzles to like Splash Wave from Outrun, which is really awesome. It basically has all the exact same features that you would get from a standard Picross S game that I've talked about several times on this podcast, so I don't really need to elaborate that much. But for the relaxing sounds theme, like you can pick what is playing. And typically on the other Picross S games, it's like rainfall or the sound of a river or something like that. For this one, it's fake arcade background. So you hear like
That's not bad.
crowd noise and like various arcade game sounds and stuff. So it's pretty cool. I thought that was a really neat feature. But yeah, it's great. I like playing Picross. I like it when you solve a puzzle and it's like a character from Phantasy Star, like Rolf or whatever was the last one I did. So that was cool.
From Ed and Eddie Roll.
No, I said from Phantasy Star. Pay
Great.
attention. He has blue hair. So there you go.
From Fire Emblem
Right
9,
there.
Rolf?
No. Does he have blue hair too? I don't know. I don't remember. He might.
Probably does.
Yeah, I have all their Picross games on Switch, so I need to get this one. I
Yeah.
forgot.
It's good. It's very
That was
good.
sale a week ago or something. Did you
Yeah.
pick up on that?
No, the only one I don't own is that Overlord game based off of the anime. And
Uh-huh.
then Rain pointed out the sale, and then he also mentioned, oh, and some my friend actually texted me and is like, hey, that Sega Picross comes out next week. And I was like, oh shit. So I was like, well, I'm gonna spend money on Picross anyway, so I'm just gonna get the Sega game. And that Overlord game will be on sale again someday when I don't have another Picross game to play. So
Right.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Um,
I need to play it.
yeah, it's very good. It's worth it.
So that's from Jupiter, you said.
What?
Is it?
No.
No.
Oh, the developer is Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Yes, you actually had a good seg coming.
Yeah, I did,
Sorry.
and you killed
I ruined it.
Jupiter Hell was a segue. Is that the same? What's the any connection? No.
No, Jupiter Hell is a game that is a literal roguelike. No outside progression. It's just like the game Rogue. It's a dungeon
Oh.
crawler. Um, and you guys, did you ever play the game Doom RPG on phones when that came out, like a long ass time ago, like
think I
15
did.
years ago, probably?
Yeah.
I actually liked that game a whole lot. I played it on my LG purple flip phone.
I think I
was-
did. I'm assuming it's all in there somewhere. Okay.
Yeah. This game I saw being played by Vinny Caravella of the video game group Nextlander,
Oh,
and
that's so
I
weird.
saw
I'm
him
still unused
playing
to.
it, and I was like, I need to play this game. This looks so fun. It has been out in early access for a while, but it just had full release. I think it was $25, but it's on release sale for 20. So I picked it up. It is basically like you're just going in a dungeon. You can pick from three classes: Marine, Scout, and Engineer. Those each have different active and passive abilities. Uh, it's just you're going through a dungeon, you're playing fake Doom. there is one background song that sounds just like the music from Unreal Tournament 99, like the
Okay.
menu music. And that's basically like the whole aesthetic to this game. It is like a fake 90s, like edgy kind of game. Lots of Evil Dead references,
Okay.
characters saying a lot of swears and trying
Ooh.
to be funny, but it's mainly cheesy. There's a great animated intro that looks like it's from like MTV Liquid Television, like late 90s. It's just, I don't know, it's such a fun game. One thing that I've realized while having a sick baby is that sick babies take longer naps and give me more video game time.
Uh,
So I've been able to play a lot more Jupiter Hell. Like I've had a few like about 4-hour runs where I've almost beat the game, and it's a lot of fun. Like there are varying tile sets. You go through basically Jupiter's moons in each run, and like even on each of those planets, each of those moons, there are several different branching paths that you can go along. There's secrets to find. There's like if you read stuff in the terminal, you can get hints on upcoming things coming out later in the map, or like like if you take this certain area, then continue down this area like a few floors later, you might get this special weapon that this dude is talking about. It's just a lot of fun so far. I like I'm not really a fan of like the straight up old game Rogue. I like the Chunsoft like mysterious dungeon games, like the Japanese spin-offs. And this is more like that in that it's very like graphical. It's kind of straightforward. There aren't like hidden mystery items where like you get a potion and you have to use it or use identify to figure out what it actually does. Like it's pretty, you can plan out what you're doing. The only
right.
real systems are like cover focused, cover and speed. Those are the only real mechanics that you have to figure out. Um, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it a whole lot. Like it seems like a great $20 game basically. I only wish this game was on my Switch just because portable factor. It actually doesn't use the mouse at all. It's either keyboard or a gamepad kind of game. So in some way it seems almost like a very much like PC game, but it would totally work just on the Switch too. It it looks neat. It's a
Cool.
neat game. It does what it sets out to do very well. Like I have no complaints. None of my deaths really feel like bullshit runs or anything. Like it feels pretty balanced and fair. So I appreciate that. There are a lot of different difficulty levels too.
Yeah, it looks
So
cool.
it's
Yeah,
very fun.
when I first looked at this, it just looked like a typical twin stick shooter, the overhead perspective. But yeah, like, does it feel how RNG based does it feel? Like, I know you said whenever you die, does it feel like it feels like your fault? But like, do you feel like you don't? How can you heal yourself? Like, does it feel like you don't get healing enough?
You get
Or
healing items and also the Marine, which is a job class you can pick. His active ability basically heals you. Um, you can get like these teleport items that will take you away to different areas of the map. Like the only real RNG thing is basically whether you will hit stuff. And sometimes like if you're near a volatile barrel, like a barrel that
Mm,
explodes or like a gas barrel, sometimes maybe the enemy can be aiming for you, and if you're close enough to one of those barrels, they might accidentally hit one of those instead,
huh,
killing you. But like that is super rare, and usually if you are close to those barrels and an enemy hits it, it's basically your fault anyway. But you can also use that to your advantage too. Like if you see a group of enemies over there, you can hit those barrels and take
Right.
them out
huh.
too. It's a lot of
It
fun.
looks very neat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry,
I'm
go ahead.
seeing. Yeah, I'm seeing like when you level up, you get a new pet. You can get a new trait, like a passive trait, and
Mhm.
it seems like there's a lot of customization to it, like
Mhm.
how you want to level up.
Yeah, you get mods that you can install in your armor and equipment. There's a relic slot, and there's another slot, I think utility slot, that you can also get like an accessory in. So you can totally customize your gear and all of that stuff. It was it's a lot of fun. Like I'm surprised there's that amount of depth in like a $20 dungeon crawler. Like it's I really enjoy it. If you are curious about it, like I said, Vinny from Nextlander did like an hour and a half stream of it that kind of shows a lot of the mechanics. Like he goes through the tutorial. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I sort of like. I'm not sure if I like these type of roguelikes. So this is technically a roguelike since
Yes,
when
it's
you
a not a
move.
light.
Right.
It's all turn based. You're on a grid and you're basically going around the map. You have a little mini map in the corner that shows like where item boxes are and enemies, and you can get abilities that affect like what shows on that mini map and everything too. Um, yeah, it's very much an RPG still, even though it is the skin of like a shooter.
Yeah, I definitely want to try this out. This definitely seems like it's up my alley for
Yeah,
sure.
it looks neat.
It's too
No,
bad it's not on Game Pass or something,
Mm,
because it
so-
seems
eh,
like it would be a perfect Game Pass game too.
yes, but
It
devs
is
need to
only
make their
20
money.
bucks,
So
so
yeah, for sure. But then again, I'm not a big fan of the Pokemon mystery dungeon types, but
mm,
because the gameplay in those are so shallow that like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, this definitely seems that it has more meat to the bone.
right.
And not just I don't know. Anyways,
I mean, it is like you are doing a lot of the same things. And depending on what build you are, like the scout can only carry two weapons.
Uh-huh.
So that is a little different from the marine where you have three weapon slots. There are different calibers of ammo. Like for the 9mm, you can have an SMG or a pistol and an assault rifle. There's like plasma weapons and stuff too, but it's still not really that varied. A lot of the weapon types are just the range and what ammo they take, and how much damage they do. So it still could be a little more complicated, probably, but
okay.
I'm enjoying it right now a lot.
Yeah, I want to try it out.
It does look a lot like Rogue. Like I can see it.
Hmm.
It's neat. Yeah,
And the graphical touches are nice.
nice.
Like
Yeah.
it's there's a lot of lighting work going on and everything. Like it's not a complicated looking game, but it helps that it's not just like little ASCII characters or
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, I mean, I played Dwarf Fortress a lot, and it's just that nice little touch of like, hey, adding a texture or something like that really improves that kind of thing. So, no offense to ASCII graphics, but
I'm
Like
shallow.
the only thing I don't like from seeing all these videos is just the character design and the
right.
from the yeah
It's leaning into that on purpose. Like he's not Duke Nukem
yeah
terrible or whatever,
Oh, no.
but yeah, it's that era of games for sure.
definitely yeah early 2000s MTV vibes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's kind of nostalgic for me though because that's a lot of the old computer games I used to play were like that. So,
Okay. Mary, anything else? Just last thing on Cinderella Girls before we wrap up.
oh yeah. I'm still playing Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. They announced a while ago that they were doing a Haruhi collaboration. They've done a few other anime collaborations before, where like Digimon, they added a couple songs. They added like some items you can put in your little idol room that like it's just very surface level kind of stuff. this is the first collaboration where they actually bothered to make a 3D animated music video with the song. It's Haruki Suzumiya. They did a 3D animation of the ending song, which has been very much like absorbed into almost, I would say, popular culture now. Like it's one of the anime dances that people like know. Like it's in a lot of Blizzard stuff or whatever. Like, yeah, it's that dance that people did in
That
like
dance.
2005. Yeah. Um, so they totally did characters doing that dance, and it's pretty well. It's done pretty well. They totally recreated that ending, the whole ending. The only thing that kind of sucks about it is to get the actual Haruhi outfits. Those are paid like outfits. You don't get those for free. So I'm not paying for them, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of neat seeing the comparison of like the actual ending, which is way better animated than in the game. But I mean, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, they added the opening from season one and the ending from season one, and that's all the Haruhi that they're going to like acknowledge apparently in this collaboration, which is fine with me because that's all that I've seen. So there you go. I just think it's well done and it's
Cool.
fun. The Cinderella Girls anniversary is coming up. They also announced that there's going to be a PC version of
Uh-huh.
Cinderella Girls that you can play in a browser through DMM Games. Uh, Also, with that, they're bringing auto lives to the game, so you can just like automatically have your team play through a song. Which
Oh,
Cinderella Girls or not Cinderella Girls, Idolmaster Million Live Theater Days, which came out like 3 years ago, also has that feature, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Save
going
you
to be
some time.
nice when that's added in there. Yeah, like, of course, if you want to get the best scores in an event, you have to play manually, but just being able to participate more and get higher
Right.
rewards is going to be nice because
Seems crazy.
lately.
Yeah, seems crazy they didn't have that in it. Seems like every Gotcha game should have it nowadays. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just a big what's that word? Flavor of
Quality of
life.
life?
Quality of
Quality
life.
of yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, it
I
definitely is. I don't know why they didn't add it in, but whatever. It's coming in now when the game is like fucking 6 years old or whatever.
right.
But okay, sure. Can't believe I've been playing this game since it first came out. That's weird.
That is weird. Yes.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
I should look up and see how much money I've spent on it. It's a sad amount.
No.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, I'm not buying these Haruhi outfits, okay? You only get
How
3.
much are they?
3. It's the
Aren't
same
you
cost
though?
as a 10 roll. It's a 10 roll. You get a
I
free
forget.
10 roll ticket with it. It's basically $30, like $25. So,
Mary, aren't you though?
no, I'm not. I haven't spent
Mary?
money in Idolmaster in a long time, so I might buy another $50 iTunes card for the anniversary coming up just because
Aren't
that's
you
the
though?
best
That makes
time
sense.
to
Yeah.
buy, but
Right. Okay.
yeah, not right now. I'm saving all of my gems for the Halloween
Spooktacular.
costumes coming out because Halloween's my favorite. So
It's been a while, but are you still on like the iTunes Japanese thing, or are you on
mm-hmm.
the like? Okay, so you are up to date. Never mind. Do
Mm-hmm.
you know if like the English equivalent has caught up? Because they were behind like almost a year ish.
Oh, are you talking about Bang Dream or something?
Oh,
Or
sorry, was that Bang Dream? Never mind.
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
But
this
with
game has
Cinderella
never
Girls,
come out in
still never
English.
English. Jesus.
No, it probably won't at this point. Maybe if they release a new game, maybe after this
Maybe.
mainline Idolmaster game comes out. Um, it's possible, but because they've released Cinderella Girls spin-off games in English in the US, like the VR game on
Right.
PSVR is in English. It's possible this new console game that's also coming to Steam could be in English. I don't know, but I doubt it. I don't know.
Is
We'll
this a licensing thing or
I
a
think it's
lazy thing?
just I think it's more we don't we don't think it'll be worth it thing, and also people will might think of our company badly and call us creepy because they have a lot of idols that are like
Real
8 or
questionable.
something. Yeah, 8 years old.
All right. Well, that'll wrap that up.
I need to
Have
look up
you?
the youngest age of.
Oh,
I don't even know.
Okay, look it up. We'll talk
have you
about.
been playing much Idol Manager lately? Because
No,
Right.
I haven't done it yet. I haven't. I feel like that game has a big time commitment. Like I need to
oh,
plan stuff out and play it for like a while and understand what I'm doing. And I know there's a new update out, but I don't know. No, I haven't. I'm
yeah,
terrible. 9. Apparently 9 is the youngest. My bad.
great.
You got one year off of it. Really, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Well,
Cool.
with that,
With that,
I don't really have any news I want to talk about. I don't know. There's not a lot of big news stories this week. You know, Sean, we forgot to talk about Halo 2.
I mean, I was thinking about it, but I didn't really want to bring it up.
That
Go
game
ahead.
is killing our friendship, and I'm scared.
That's not the reason, but go on.
Okay, that's fair. What a hard. We're playing on that on Legendary, and if one person dies, we reset. And boy, is that a real grind. And then they also have snipers that can kill you in one shot in that game, so it's a challenging game. It's like a puzzle almost. It's pretty neat. Halo 2, Master Chief Collection.
I guess if we're going to talk about Halo, and
Uh-huh.
just it's a weird reminder of just how different Halo 1 is from the rest of the series. And so after Halo 1, they clearly stopped doing any of those ideas. It was just like a more open world and just more of a. And now most games are a lot more linear. So
Mhm.
it's going to be really interesting how they handle Infinite,
It's like
and if they go
bookending,
back
It's
to that.
it's very. I was thinking about that too. It's like almost like Halo 1. We finally got back to like almost a sequel to that with Infinite. It's really strange.
We'll see.
So, have you guys been keeping up with like all of the information they've been putting out about Infinite lately and like the beta and all that stuff?
I've seen some stuff in the beta. Yeah,
Because
I haven't
I
seen anything.
totally have not looked at any of it yet. So,
Yeah, I watched them. It seems neat for sure, though.
okay.
We'll see. But I'm obviously going to play it. So,
Yeah, I'm
uh,
gonna play it because it's gonna be on Game Pass.
yes,
So
yeah,
free. So, well, I paid for it already, I guess is what I should say.
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Halo 2. It's not. It's not as bad as people say it as people say, but it's still not great. There you go.
Not great.
We're not a great. Actually, maybe it is pretty great. I don't know.
I've
Like,
been enjoying it quite a bit. I will say. I think I've had more fun
Probably
with it.
still better than 4, I guess. Maybe
Damn, roast them. Or 5.
take that.
Damn,
Take my hot take.
damn, roast. We will keep you informed as we progress through the Halos. Hopefully, we can beat them all before Halo Infinite comes out.
Is there a release date for Infinite yet?
No.
Did
No.
they announce one?
It actually recently got leaked that it's been rated by the.
Oh.
So I think
Yes,
that kind of slightly confirms that it won't get delayed again. But I still think it's November probably.
Yeah, or December. I feel like either one.
Not December, November.
I'm looking at this article on Forbes, blog post, I guess I should say. Call of Duty Vanguard, Halo Infinite play chicken with release dates. Apparently, neither of them want to announce a release date because then the other will release it before them, I guess.
Right.
So
Get him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I did notice that Call of Duty hasn't announced their release date yet. It seems insane.
What is their Call of Duty this year?
Oh, no release date for Battlefield 2042 yet either. So they're
What?
all just trying to wait for somebody else to say what it is. Okay.
They
That's
still
silly.
compete with each other, which is crazy. Hey, what can you do?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Halo gets back to the Halo 3 peak in mainstream
Oh, for
awareness.
sure.
let's hope-
Uh,
My brother-in-law still plays Halo like every day. So, and he was crazy with Halo 2, like online. So he's still probably going to play it.
Yeah.
He got a Series X recently. So,
let's go.
Oh shit, he got a new console. Wow.
yeah.
rare.
Well, he's been working from home. So he was like, well, I have all this extra time. I may as well.
Yeah. What's this straw poll? Why did you link a straw?
You gotta vote. You
okay.
gotta vote.
Oh
in it.
boy. Okay. Who is the best girl in Pokemon Sword and Shield is the question for the podcast. We'll wrap up with this. Sonia, Marnie, Nisa, Melanie,
Nessa,
Bay, Mom,
B. B. Her name is B.
B. Okay.
Bay.
Olina.
B is Bay.
Uh-huh.
This is my answer.
Okay. I can't see that and I don't want to. That's
It's ball guy doing thrusts, basically. Or I guess those are dancy squats. I don't know.
what are we putting Professor Magnolia on here? What we out here
Right.
doing? All right? Okay, what we out here doing? Papalelia? I don't even know who this character is. Pokemon Sword. Opal? Oh, Opal.
I don't know why Sonya is so far down. That's kind of a crime.
Because she's not the
She's
best.
not. Yep, exactly.
That's why.
Probably, but she's so fucking hot. Like, she's fucking. When she walks, you can, I like.
You can what?
Yeah.
This is a PG podcast for children. It's
I'm just saying.
okay. With that, let's wrap up. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, Mary, for hanging out for a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Saw a couple folks watching in chat. Thanks for hanging out. Been Rumsford Baghdad. You can find us on our website, rumsfordbaghdad.com. You can find our anime podcast, isit.moe. You can find send an
Rip.
email. It's coming back. We're going to be watching Eva.
No.
Get ready for that. What's going to happen? It's going to be super exciting. And what else? rumsfordbaghdad@gmail.com is the email address. We have a Twitter. We have a YouTube. Check everything out. We have all the links in the doobly-doos and stuff, whatever you call them.
Doobly doos.
In the doobly-doos. All of them are somewhere. It's out there. You can find it. Just search. Google will find you. Google will help you. Hold your hand. With that, I've been Albie. It's been Rumsford Baghdad. Have a good night. I wish you well. Good luck out there. And, you don't let the wasps get you.
Good advice.
Don't let the wasps get you. Adios. Bye-bye. As soon as I figure out how to fade them. Goodbye. No, that's not fading it. That's not fading it at all.